Thank you very much for attending the session, Crafting a Virtual Learning Environment to Support University Students' Academic Writing. And special appreciation to the organizers of FEL 2021 for giving us the opportunity to present this talk today. And also, I would like to acknowledge some information concerning this project. This project was sponsored by Dirección General de Cooperación e Internacionalización. It's a project which has been conducted in collaboration with Facultad de Estudios Superiores Acatlán and under the supervision of Maestra Susana Colt and Doctora María del Carmen González Videgaray. This project is still developing, and it's a project in which I got involved during my postdoctoral studies from 2019 to 2020. And recently, we have been receiving some support and we have shared knowledge with Dr. yAmy Hodges in order to refine the written project. The aim of the talk is to give you an overview about the implementation of a virtual writing learning environment as a complementary tool to teaching academic writing courses in English at university in an EFL context. The talk is organized as follows. First, I will present the rationale or problematic by integrating publications, technology, and writing in English. Then I will present the theory adopted for the academic writing program. Afterwards, I will present the Moodle platform and focusing our attention on the tutoring booking system and also on an example of an interactive writing activity uploaded to the platform. Afterwards, I will present the status, followed by some implications, and finally, I will talk about the conclusion. The virtual learning environment is not attempting to substitute the teaching of writing or academic writing courses in the classroom. It is a tool that is proposed as an additional or complementary resource that can be useful for students' academic writing across the disciplines and for those that are in need of publications that are required in peer-reviewed magazines or in international or prestigious journals. Usually, those journals require the papers are written in English, in a high level of English. However, academic writing in English is an ability that is challenging for many second language learners of English, especially in the EFL context. Publications in those prestigious or international journals is not only crucial for postgraduates to obtain the degree, but it's also important for academics promotion, evaluation, access to economic incentives, and an indicator of quality assurance, institutional prestige, and a valuable element for the international projection of university. Concerning technology and the relation with scientific production, thanks to the advances of technology, we can now produce knowledge not only by an individual scientist. Knowledge now is produced through the interaction among different scholars or between different scholars. And this is because they will have to share or enrich the knowledge by integrating the views of these scholars or by integrating the information consulted on different digital or printed resources and by the interconnection of these scholars. And a way to interconnect or collaborate with the scholars in a local or an international context is through the use of digital technologies. And when we are talking about scientific production, it's usually known that should be in English if it is to be published in international journals, because we said that it is in English how they accept the papers to be written. Because of that, English is considered the language of science, a language that is used to disseminate scientific knowledge or the results of research. However, this ability is challenging, as I said before, for many second language learners and especially in the EFL context. In terms of writing pedagogy, research shows that we have been progressing. There have been different methods and approaches that have contributed positively on the development of academic writers. There are, for example, the product approach, the process approach, the genre-based approach, and all these approaches have benefits, but they also have limitations. The product approach is focused on the linguistic dimension. The teachers are usually focusing on what is right or specifically on what is wrong, correct, in a prescriptive way. The process is focused only on the cognitive dimension, on processes such as pre-writing, drafting, revising, editing, and finally publishing. Although these processes don't happen in a linear way, they are dynamic and iterative. They may happen, but the students need to move back and forward as needed. The social perspective with the genre-based approach is focused on the text and the conventions of the text, such as the structure and the context where they are produced or interpreted. However, all of these methods and approaches have been implemented in the classroom, treating all the students as if they were similar or with the same needs in terms of academic writing, as if they had the same level of English, as if they were learning at the same pace, and that is not the reality. Therefore, the scholars suggest that we need to move from teaching academic writing in the classroom to learning writing beyond the classroom, and using different approaches such as the collaborative approach, which is usually used in what is called a writing center. The writing center is a place in which the students are supported by the support of a tutor. A tutor is a person that is in charge of talking with the student about writing, and also based on the specific needs of the student and the text that is being produced. These writing centers have been spread around the world because of the positive results that have been identified. And those continents, for example, that have implemented these centers are in countries such as the USA, UK, Australia, Canada, and also in Latin America, in countries such as Colombia, Argentina, Chile, Mexico. And this is good, but usually the writing centers were implemented to support writing or literacy skills in the first language. The proposal that we are suggesting here is for the learning of academic writing in English. The writing center's core element is the tutoring session. And the tutoring session is a meeting that involves a tutor and a tutee, or a person that is going to offer feedback to the student. This meeting is going to be in a personalized way, and they will talk about writing, and they will construct knowledge in a collaborative way, interacting or negotiation the development of the writing and the writer as a writer, and based on the students' needs and practice. Because of all this discussion that the students need to publish papers, that they have weaknesses in academic writing in English because it is not usually taught in the EFL context, and also because the advances of the technology have offered different digital resources that can be used in order to collaborate or construct knowledge with scholars from across the world, we have considered to implement the project on a virtual learning environment. The university is interested in offering support to the community that is huge, and also because the groups are also numerous. It is not so possible to teach all the groups or each group as if all the students were equal, or their needs were the same, or their pace of learning were the same. So the proposal is to implement a virtual writing learning environment to offer tutoring support and interactive activities that can help the students to develop as writers at their own pace when they need it and on the specific topics that they need more support. But it is important to say that it's not only for students that are needing support. It's a place for students that are weak, those that are strong, and for those that are from different disciplines, not just the English department. It's a place that is inclusive, so they will receive this support and they will have access through the computer and an internet connection. This is how the tutoring booking platform looks like. As you can see, we have a square where it says booking a session here. Before having access to the booking system, the students need to register on the platform. They will need to use the university account or the ID account to register. When they are registered, they are activated, and afterwards they will have access to the booking system. But before selecting a date and time for the session, they will have to fill a needs analysis form to know the specific needs of that student. And based on that needs analysis, the tutor may plan an action plan to focus the session. So when the tutor has filled the needs analysis form, then he will be able to book the tutoring session. He will see a screen on which he will select a tutor that is available on the specific date and time that he might take the session. Afterwards, he will be sent an email in which is confirmed that he has booked a session. The tutor will receive also a confirmation email, and on the day on the meeting, he will have access to the needs analysis form of that specific student, see the needs, the type of text that he's writing, and what is the priority that he is trying to receive some support from the tutor. And he will see that the tutor has specific needs on specific topics. And this will allow him plan a strategy to help him focus the session on that specific need. After the session, the tutor will fill a form in which he will say what is the next step or the plan of action to be followed. And the tutor will write what were the aspects that worked or didn't work during the session. This is to follow up the student progress and to learn from what worked well and what didn't work, so that we can also as tutors share it with other tutors that are going to play the role. Now I will show you one example of an interactive writing activity on the platform. This is how the platform looks like. And you can see we have different sections, one for writing, reading, or research skills. We have here one activity that is called formal and informal writing. And this is how it looks like. This is the student is introduced first to the topic in an explicit way, what is formal and informal writing style and why he should use the formal style in an academic context. Then he is exposed to different activities that are related to that topic so that he can practice. And the aim is that after he would apply this knowledge in the paper that he is constructing or writing. He will, for example, identify or analyze his writing and identify sections in which he is using informal writing. And when he identifies informal writing, he will have to replace that information with the version of formal information. And in general, this is how the activities are designed, with a pre-stage to introduce the topic, a practice stage, and then a post-stage that is production. The status of the program, it's at the moment we have the platform, we have a tutoring booking system, we have some activities, we have some videos with guest speakers about writing, some challenges and strategic solutions. And also we have the physical space, because originally the tutoring sessions were planned to take place in a face-to-face format. But because of the pandemic time, now the physical place is on standby. The implications are that as we have the platform, we need to update it. And also we need to advertise the services offers as well as the activities that are implemented there. We have the tutoring booking system, and it was planned in a face-to-face format. But now, because of the pandemic time, since March 2020, we need also to consider the online synchronous tutoring sessions. We need to design more activities, and the activities that we already have designed on Word, we need to update them or convert them into an interactive format on the Moodle platform. We need to pilot them as well. to know what is the usefulness of them. We need available tutors because the professors are full-time and they do not have time for more commitments because this service is not remunerated. So we need to recruit more tutors and train them based on the type of approach that might be directive, non-directive, or a balance between the two. So they need to be trained about all those topics. We need that the tutors receive an induction session about how they can use the resources, hook the sessions, and capitalize more at tutoring session. We need budget to acquire more bibliography about all these topics: academic writing, writing centers, tutoring sessions, directive and non-directive approaches, and money to pay the tutors, because the tutors are going to be trained, are going to be investing some or much of their time. So they will need to receive a payment. And we need that the community is also more involved. We need to know the type of assignments the professors are requiring to the students and the requirements that the text should cover, so that the students, when they come to the tutoring session, are helped to cover those requirements, but also so that they become into better writers. In conclusion, it is expected that the virtual writing learning environment be a tool so students, professors, and researchers across disciplines get access to writing resources that enable the development of better writers in and beyond the classroom. In general, the study might contribute to knowledge by sharing how writing center theory and collaborative support were implemented in an EFL context in which virtual writing learning environments are scant, and also because research and scholars suggest that there is not much research in the EFL context concerning writing programs, or writing centers, and that we need to do more. But if we don't have these type of initiatives or programs, how are we going to conduct those studies? That's why we consider that this proposal might be an effective way to address this problematic and contribute to the development of students as better writers. Thank you very much for your attention.